lid on it. Nor do I really. Silly to be depressed by it. I mean, one thinks of it like being alive in a box. One keeps forgetting to take into account the fact that one is dead, which should make all the difference, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? I mean, you'd never know you're in a box, would you? It would be just like you're asleep in a box. Not that I'd like to sleep in a box, mind you, not without any air. You wake up dead for a start, and then where would you be? In a box. That's the bit I don't like, frankly. That's why I don't think of it. Because you'd be in there forever, wouldn't you? You'd be helpless, stuffed in a box like that. I mean, you'd be in there forever. Even taking into account the fact that you're dead, it isn't a pleasant thought. Especially if you're dead, come to think of it. Ask yourself, if I asked you straight up, I'm going to stuff you in this box now, would you rather be alive or dead? Naturally, you'd prefer to be alive. Life in a box is better than no life at all, I expect. You'd have a chance, at least. You could lie there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. In a minute, someone's going to bang on the lid and tell me to come out. Hey, you! Come out of there!
In the year 1945, my great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to see his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the US ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We started to use atomic energy, not as a weapon, but as a merely limitless source of power. Luxuries thought the realm of science fiction, domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, and portable computers. But in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. It is now the year 2077. I am afraid for myself, for my wife, and for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it is that war never changes. War is just war.
Claudia, my dearest sister, I've been in Acre a week now. The men and women who fed and sheltered me here give me warning that the road to Masyaf is overrun by bandits and mercenaries not native to this land. What this might mean, I dread to guess. When I set out from Roma 10 months ago, I did so with a single purpose: to discover what Father did not. In a letter written the year before my birth, he makes mention of an ancient library hidden beneath the stones of Masyaf Castle. A sanctum full of invaluable wisdom. So what will I find when I arrive there? We will greet me. A host of eager Templars, as I fear those around me. Or nothing, but the whistling of a cold and lonely wind. Masyaf has not been home to the assassins for almost 300 years now. Are we welcome there? Do we still claim it as our own? I'm weary of this fight, Claudia. Not because I am tired, but because because our struggle seems to move only in one direction, towards chaos. Today I have more questions than answers. That is why I've come so far, to find clarity, to find the knowledge left behind by the great Altair, so that all may benefit. Should anything happen to me, Claudia, should my skills fail me, or my ambition lead me astray, do not seek retribution or revenge in my memory, but instead continue the fight for the search of the truth. Because my story is one of many thousands, and it will not suffer if it ends too soon.
Let us not wallow in the valley of despair, I say to you today, my friends. And so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day the Red Hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Yes, you're right. I have to toughen up. There's always someone who has it worse than me. Sorry I'm so depressed all the time. Sorry I bring you down. I don't mean to ruin your day or your life. I'd love to stop being depressed. I wish I could look on the bright side and turn that crown upside down. I wish it was that easy. You think it's my fault, don't you? You think it's all in my head. Yes. We all have this problem sometimes, don't we? We all get a little blue. I get very blue all the time. So blue and purple. Don't tell me you understand. You don't understand. Do you really know how this feels? How this grips me inside and threatens to rip me apart? Do you know the weight that holds me down? The weight so powerful I can hardly move. Yes, I'm using this to punish you. I'm angry at you, so I'm acting this way to hurt you. I wish I could just snap out of it, like it was some kind of spell or witch cast on me, and I'm waiting for some prince to come and kiss my tears away. Don't worry, I won't say anything more. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to talk about it. I bet you swear you asked how I was doing. How am I doing anyway? It's getting so bad. I wish there was something to take away the pain. I can't handle this much longer. is that I'm not alone, that I didn't do this to myself, that I'm not the cause of this horrible thing that's happening to me. I need someone stronger than me. I'm so weak. I need someone who's strong enough for the both of us. I need someone to be here for me. I need someone to not leave me alone and not give up on me. I need someone to never go away. I want to know that I'm important, that I matter, that I'm loved. Tell me things will get better. It helps to have someone to talk to. It helps to say something. Thanks for listening. Thanks for not leaving me alone anymore.
Once upon a time, there were the two greatest circus performers in the world, an escapologist who could escape any law ever made, and an acrobat who seemed like she could really fly, fell in love and got married. They moved into a beautiful old house on the riverside, and the children will wait in anticipation to see that shiny white scarf that the acrobat always wore, because then they knew that they only had to try tricks, and the acrobat and escapologist would jump into an amazing show just for them. But even though they were famous, even though that they had a great love, they did not have the one thing in the world that they wanted. "We don't have a child," said the wife, sighing sadly. Their work was the only place that they could escape from their inescapable life of a tragedy. They were performing the most incredible feats together. So kings, queens, celebrities, and even astronauts came over to see them. And they decided that they wanted to perform the most incredible feat on Earth. "It is called," shouted the man to the world press as they listened in fear. The hurling woman in the air with dynamite in her hair over sharps and spiky objects caught by the man locked in the cage. And it is the most incredible feat known to man. The wife said sadly, "Is it worth our loneliness of our life? Is it worth not having a child?"
Life, like Panto, is a ride on a train. It's behind you, they shout, but it's all part of the game. The villain is booed by the onlooking crowd, but there's nobody there when you decide to turn round. You know that you know you will solve, but the answers are gone when at last you revolve. Is it the king, or perhaps the old aunt, who's got two ugly daughters who will tear you apart? The boy with the buttons, is he evil or good? Or is it that carved-out puppet with that long nose of wood? Who's the goody? Who's the best to know? Well, we can't really tell you until the end of the show. Life's no pantomime, not so like a train, full of caring and good, but also violent and insane. No one shouts behind you. Villains still get booed. You can still see them as you reply and you're wooed. They're not always ugly. They may always be nauseous. So the only advice here is to always be cautious. Trust is something to earn. Trust is something easy. Trust is something to endure, very quickly to learn. Life's no pantomime.
In form and feature, face and limb, I grew so like my brother, that Fritz got taking me for him, and each for one another. It puzzled all our kith and kin. It reached a fearful pitch, for one of us was born a twin, yet not a soul knew which. One day, to make the matters worse, before our names were fixed, as we were being washed by nurse, we got completely mixed. And so you see, by fate's decree, or rather nurse's whim, my brother John got christened me, and I got christened him. This fatal likeness even dogged my footsteps while at school, and I was always getting flogged, for John turned out a fool. I put this question fruitlessly to everyone I knew. What would you do if you were me to prove that you were you? Our close resemblance turned the tide of my domestic life, for somehow my intended bride became my brother's wife. In fact, year after year the same absurd mistakes went on, and when I died, the neighbours came and buried Brother John.
In the past, when your mother was with child, she developed an unusual appetite. You see, she took one look at my beautiful garden and told your father what she wanted, more than anything in the world was. My greens, greens, nothing but greens. Parsley, peppers, cabbages, celery, asparagus, watercress, fiddleferns, lettuce. All right, but it wasn't quite. Because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me, reaping me, rooting through my rhubarb garden and ripping up my rampion. My champion! And I should have laid a spell on him right there. I could have turned him into a dog, or a stone, or a chair. But I let him have the rampion. I had lots to spare. In return, however, I said fair is fair. You will let me have the baby that your wife will bear, and we'll call it square. You see, I thought I had been more than reasonable, but how was I to know what your father had hidden in his pockets? Beans, beans, the special beans. I let him go. I didn't know he stole my beans. I was watching him crawl right over the wall and then bang, flash, the lightning crashed. And well, that's another story. Never mind. Anyway, as the big day came, I made my claim. Oh, to take away the baby, they shrieked and screamed. But I did. I hid where shall never be reached. Your father cried, your mother died. And for extra measure, I admit it was a pleasure. I said sorry. I'm still not mortified. And I laid a little spell on them. You too, son. That your family tree will always be a barren one. So, there's no more fuss. There's no more scenes. And my garden thrives. Should see my nectarines. But I'm telling you the same. I tell kings and queens, don't you ever, ever, ever mess around with my greens. Especially the beans.
Listen up. I'm substitute teacher Mrs. Garvey. I taught in the inner city at Singleton High for over 20 years. So don't even think about messing with me. You feel me? I'm about to do the role, so listen up. Jay Quollen. Where is Jay Quollen? No Jay Quollen here? Yes, young lady? Jacqueline? So that's how it's gonna be? Y'all wanna play? Y'all wanna play little games? I got my eye on you. Jacqueline? Balucky? Where is Balucky at? Don't you dare laugh! No Balucky here today, Jeff Wagon? Oh, yes, young sir? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Blake! Who has that name? Are you for real? Do you want to go to war? Huh? You better check yourself, because I'm for real, y'all. I'm for real. D-Nice. Sarah D-Nice in here?
decided to turn up. Well, why didn't you answer the name? Your name, of course. First time I said it. Don't mess up, Aaron! Don't mess up! Go to Principal O'Shet Hennessy's office right now and tell him exactly what you did. Dable? Thank you! What is it, Jessica? Oh, so that's how it's gonna be? Y'all wanna play? Y'all wanna play little games? Fine! I'll play your games! So you tell me, you wanna leave my classroom to go to the club, meet up for your yearbook photos. Ain't none of you old enough to go to the damn club! Ridiculous! Oh, did I stutter? Timothy. Right. So you tell me, you wanna leave my class early to go to the club for your yearbook photos. Anyone who's in a club, stand up. Yep, that's right. There it is. The usual suspects. J. Colin. What club are you in, J. Colin? Oh, so you're in Future Leaders of the Future Club? J. Colin, let me ask you something. Can you travel through time? Is there a Stargate in your bedroom? No! So sit the flip down! Lucky. Here's the thing. I don't even know how I'm going to ask you this. Lucky. What club are you in, Lucky? The Spanish club? You're about as Spanish as Dan Stranger. Sit your afro down! Dinas, what club are you in, sweetheart? Sorry, sweetheart. You're not in the chess club. Jessica, there she is. You know, I'm your bro. Jessica, what club are you in? The Glee Club! Ah! They have a club dedicated to a TV show. Get your butt down to Principal O'Shet Hennessy's office right now before I bust a club in your pigs. Get. Now, does anyone have a valid reason for leaving my classroom? Oh, Dable? Oh, yes. You're excused to go to KFC. Class dismissed.
Now, Samuel, these pills should get rid of your other personality. Clint, you call him? And if he comes back, please, don't be afraid.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'm back.
Have you heard anything recently of Bellamy? Bellamy? No, I don't think you would have heard anything recently of Bellamy. Bellamy.
What's he up to at the moment?
Bellamy Moria?
Yes, I know of him. Not recent.
Not recent?
Yes. I don't know much about his person.
Well, Bellamy, he tends to lie a bit low. Why is that? Well, that's just the way he lies. A bit low, which is the best way to lie, I think, in my opinion. Bellamy was one of my very best friends, which was him and him. He was, in fact, my only best friend. Now, Bellamy had this incredible quality, which was, I don't know how you would define it, but if I had to put it into words, it would be stupidity. That no one I know has quite to the same extent that Bellamy has. Have I ever told you the story about Bellamy and the ant? No? No. I don't think I would have told you the story about Bellamy and the ant. Well, Bellamy was in a terrible, terrible position. He was in Bahrain, which is a pretty bloody place to be. And there was this ant with only one eye and only one leg, which is about 2 miles away from Bellamy, who was only equipped with, a hydrogen bomb, 6 grenades, and 2 rifles. Pretty bloody menacing position. And this bloody ant, 1 eye, 1 leg, was advancing towards Squatter, or Bellamy, I like to call them different names, at a rate about a mile every century, really speeding up. I think the animal was on drugs.
Yes.
Or heat, yes, as you may say. And Bellamy, with his extraordinary calm, took it very smoothly. And do you know what he did? Nothing.
God.
He immediately did nothing. And this stupefied the ant. Stopped in its tracks. Didn't move an inch for about 3.5 years. But Bellamy was still very much aware of the problem of the ant of all of 1 leg and all of 1 eye advancing towards him. So he took up a strategic position. 5,000 men on one side, 7,000 men on the other side, all equipped with various kinds of guns and so on.
The ant must have been fairly pinpointed.
Yes, but what was odd,
Yes. Go on. Go on.
I will, was the ant understood Bellamy. The ant realised he was up against someone as good as he was. They had an understanding between the two of them. They knew they were equals, yes, in this struggle. And Bellamy, with a tremendous display of courage, put up his hands and surrendered. And the ant crept into the hole 5 years later.
5 years later.
Yes, 5 years later, crept into the hole, and Bellamy was gone. Now, this is the extraordinary thing about Bellamy. He was never there when he was wanted. Now, Bellamy had told me later that the reason he had gone is because it had to go.
I think
I think that sums up Bellamy for me.
yes. It's a sort of a very simple approach to life.
The ant these days is writing his memoirs, in the Sunday Telegraph, but Bellamy,
Bellamy refuses to comment.
he refuses to comment on the whole situation.
Yes.
Just won't.
No.
Just won't.
I think,
I think that sums up Bellamy for me.
well, he retains his dignity, no?
Well, he retains everything.
Yes. What I think is a tragedy about Bellamy is that that one of these days, he's going to let fly with the most enormous bombs.
Well, this is the tragedy about Bellamy. One has attempted to hush it up. One has attempted to silence the sound and dull the noise.